Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Connecticut Department of Transportation Virtual Public Information Meeting for Project 87-148 for the rehabilitation of Bridge 06772, carrying Route 63 over Straitsville Brook in the town of Naugatuck. My name is Kevin Blasi, and I'm the project manager for the project being presented this evening. Before we begin the formal presentation, I'll explain the format of this evening's meeting and cover some general housekeeping items. First, I'll introduce the project team from the Connecticut Department of Transportation. Art Sweeney, Division Chief of Bridges. Andy Cardinale, Bridge Design Principal Engineer. Once again, I'm Kevin Blasi, Bridge Design Project Manager. Jake Platt, Bridge Design Project Engineer. And the following individuals will be presenting the project to you in a moment. Stephen Smith, Bridge Design Project Designer, and Matt Giannakopoulos, Right-of-Way Coordinator from the Department's Office of Rights-of-Way. Matt will provide an overview of the procedures followed by the department for right-of-way impacts to properties and property acquisitions. Following the formal presentation, the project team will host a question and answer session during which time you'll have the opportunity to ask the project team questions or provide comments regarding the proposed project. The project is at the 30% design phase and is therefore subject to possible changes as the design develops, but this evening's presentation will provide you with a good overview of what can be expected. Your comments and questions are a welcome part of our design process and may serve us in the continued development of our design. During the Q&A session that follows the presentation, there are three methods of communicating with the project team. You can send us an email to dotproject87-148@ct.gov. You can leave a voicemail by calling 860-944-1111. And if you leave a voicemail, we ask that you please include a reference to this project, 87-148, that's 87-148, or if viewing through MS Teams tonight, you can send us a question during this evening's live event through the MS Teams chat window and hit the send button. In accordance with Title VI, the Civil Rights Act, no person shall, on the basis of race, color, or national origin, be excluded from participation or subject to discrimination in the development of this project. At the conclusion of our presentation, we invite you to take our voluntary post-meeting survey. The hyperlinks for the survey and the DOT's Title VI page shown in this slide are both available on the project webpage at https://portal/PORTAL.CT.gov/DOTNAUGAT87-148. A recording of the formal presentation will be posted to YouTube after the live event. Closed captioning, including non-English translation options, will be available at that time. And with those housekeeping items out of the way, I'll now hand it off to Stephen Smith to start the formal portion of our presentation. Thanks very much for your patience.
Good evening, and once again, thank you for joining us. My name is Stephen Smith, and I am one of the design engineers for state project number 87-148 for the rehabilitation of bridge number 6772, carrying Route 63 over Straitsville Brook in the town of Naugatuck. At the center of this aerial image is bridge 6772, carrying Route 63, as shown by the orange line almost horizontally across the image, over Straitsville Brook, as shown by the blue line flowing from the northeast to the southwest. As we zoom in a little in this next image, you can see bridge 6772 just east of the roadway intersection between Route 63 and Candy Road. The bridge is perpendicular with the roadway, which has the brook making a 90-degree turn at the inlet and a larger obtuse angle turn at the outlet. The existing structure is an asphalt-coated corrugated metal pipe culvert built in 1966 during the Route 63 widening project. The culvert carries 2 lanes of traffic from Route 63 over Straitsville Brook. The culvert is structurally inadequate and hydraulically adequate. Please note, despite being structurally inadequate, the bridge is perfectly safe for vehicular travel. The culvert has an average daily traffic, or ADT, total of 14,300 vehicles, with a truck traffic percentage of 5%. As noted before, the culvert is perpendicular to the roadway, totaling 75 feet in length, and has a span of 9 feet 8 inches. On the left is the inspection rating scale used in our bridge inspection reports, scoring a 9 for excellent condition down to a 1 for imminent failure. The table in the middle shows the ratings for the different components of the culvert. The culvert pipe itself rates as a 4, poor. Once again, the bridge is perfectly safe for vehicular travel, regardless of being rated as poor. The retaining wall at the inlet rates as a 5, fair. The cutoff wall at the outlet, which is the concrete wall beneath the pipe, rates as a 5, fair. And the scour, which is the term for pockets within the stream bed that occur from material washing out from the flow of the stream and can expose structure elements which could compromise the integrity of the structure, rates as a 6, satisfactory. The culvert has the following deficiencies: a 12-inch by 8-inch by 3-inch dent along the top near the inlet, most likely from a metal guide rail post being driven too far. There are numerous holes along the invert, which is the bottom of the inside of the culvert, with the most notable near the outlet, spanning over a foot across. There are large quantities of sand, gravel, and stones accumulated in the invert, especially at the northeast corner of the inlet, as shown in the top right image. And there is complete loss of asphalt coating, as shown in the bottom right image, with various levels of rust and perforations present. The inlet retaining wall has cracking in the masonry with stones misaligned up to 1 inch and voids along the bottom as shown in the top right image. In addition, there is also a missing capstone at the free end of the wall. The outlet cutoff wall is exposed full height, with 2 deep voids present at the bottom of it. These can be seen in the bottom right image. For scour, there is a scour hole present at the west side of the inlet pipe. There is also a channel drop-off at the end of the outlet to the rocks below. The goals of this project are the following: to address deficiencies of bridge number 6772, to minimize the disturbance to Route 63 travel, to complete construction in a timely manner, and to effectively use funds. Here are images showing the roadway on either side of the bridge. The image on the left shows the southbound direction of Route 63, which faces east. The image on the right shows the northbound direction of Route 63, which faces west. You can see the proximity to the Candy Road intersection at the right of the right image and to the local businesses in both images. Here are images of the existing stream. The image on the left shows the view downstream of the outlet. The image on the right shows the view upstream of the inlet. Here is a plan view of the bridge site, highlighting the proposed access road location along the southwest bank of the outlet. There is a current project in construction that is replacing the signals at the intersection of Route 63 and Candy Road. The signal support is shown on screen between the edge of the road and the access road. The use of the access road will minimize traffic impacts along Route 63. Although traffic impacts along Route 63 are anticipated to include shoulder closures and possible lane closures, through lanes will be provided for eastbound and westbound traffic throughout the project during peak commuting hours. During off-peak hours, alternating one-way traffic should be anticipated at various times. Existing overhead utilities may require temporary relocation. If relocation is required, shown on screen is an example of temporary utility pole and line placement. Short-term utility outage may occur during relocation activities. Any relocated overhead utilities will be restored to a similar original condition along Route 63 following the completion of construction activities. Tree removal and tree trimming will be required to accommodate both the construction of the access road and the overhead utility work. The details of the restoration of areas impacted by tree removal are not known at this time, but revegetation of those areas will occur. To address all of the noted project goals, we are proposing to reline the existing culvert with a pipe arch. Relining is installing a new pipe inside the existing opening and filling the area between the two pipes with grout. The new pipe is structurally independent from the existing pipe and will carry all loads from the roadway above. In addition, 4 new wing walls will be installed, one on each side of the inlet and outlet. On the left of the screen is a section of the pipe arch, and the table below it shows the reline pipe will have a new span length of 6 feet 1 inch and a new rise of 4 feet 7 inches. The image on the right of the screen shows a reline pipe being installed in an existing culvert. Here is a larger plan view of the bridge and proposed work. Note the middle up arrow is Route 63 northbound, and the down arrow just left of it is Route 63 southbound. Starting on the left, there are the 2 new wing walls at the outlet, where currently there are heavily eroded slopes. The solid lines going across the roadway denote the existing pipe. The dashed lines offset from those solid lines denote the reline pipe. Installed between the existing pipe and the reline pipe will be grout. And finally on the right, there are the 2 new wing walls at the inlet. The curved wing wall at the top right is replacing the existing wing wall. Here is an elevation view at the outlet. Starting on the left, there's the new southwest wing wall. Moving clockwise, next is the existing culvert. Then we have the reline pipe and the grout in between the 2. At the top of the image is a new head wall over the top of the outlet, and a dashed line above the head wall showing the roadway surface. Then finally on the right is the new southeast wing wall. The new outlet wing walls are providing stability for the existing eroded slopes. There are no state or federal listed species present in the project area. Our anticipated permits include the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection pre-construction notification under General Permit 19, Form L. The United States Army Corps of Engineers pre-construction notification under General Permit 19. And the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection individual inland, wetlands, and watercourse Form L. This image shows the existing state right-of-way limits and the proposed impacts to the right-of-way. On the left towards the middle is the proposed access road along the southwest embankment. To the north of the bridge inlet, shown in yellow, is a temporary construction easement. To the south of the bridge outlet, there are 2 additional temporary construction easements shown in light blue and orange. Due to the limits of the proposed outlet retaining walls, There will also be a permanent easement as shown in dark blue. Please note, access to all local shops and businesses will be maintained and remain fully open throughout the duration of the project. However, the parking lot points of entry within the highlighted temporary construction easements may require temporary reconfigurations to facilitate continuous access from Route 63 while the project is ongoing. Such a reconfiguration may be necessary for the safety of both the public around the construction site and the project personnel within the site. Parking lot access will be restored to the original condition upon completion of the project. And now I would like to hand it over to Matt Giannakopoulos, our right-of-way coordinator.
Thank you, Stephen. My name is Matthew Giannakopoulos. I am a right-of-way coordinator with the Department's Division of Rights-of-Way. It is our office's responsibility to acquire the property rights that are needed for transportation projects. As Stephen just outlined, the proposed project design would require the acquisition of a few easements or property rights from some of the properties in the vicinity of the bridge. So I'm here tonight. I just want to give a brief overview of our right-of-way acquisition process. Keep in mind, though, that the exact limits of any property rights that are needed are still being worked out and may change a bit from what you saw as the design moves forward. Any property rights that end up being required will be acquired in accordance with the Connecticut General Statutes sections 13A-73 and 13A-98E. And whenever there is federal money used in any phase of the project, the department must adhere to what is known as the Uniform Act. When the design has progressed to the point where we're ready to begin the right-of-way acquisition process, each property owner will receive a letter of intent from our office, along with a property map which depicts the exact property rights that need to be acquired, and see a sample property map on our screen there. At that point, we determine the fair market value of those property rights, and we use that value to establish an offer of just compensation. That offer is then sent out to the property owner in writing, and then a negotiator from our office is available to meet with the impacted property owners. They can explain the state's project, the specific impacts to the individual property, and how the state was able to develop their offer. At that point, the owner would have a reasonable time to consider the offer and enter negotiations if they so choose. Once an agreement is reached, the state prepares all the necessary paperwork to effectuate the transfer of property rights, so they'll obtain any necessary subordinations from any mortgage holders, things like that, and they'll record any necessary documents and the property map on the town land records. However, if negotiations reach an impasse, in order to keep the project on schedule, the DOT may acquire the rights it needs for the project through its power of eminent domain. So what happens in that case is the DOT files a notice in the local superior court along with a monetary deposit in the amount of the state's offer of just compensation. And the property owner would have 6 months from that date to file an appeal if they felt that the state's offer was inadequate. Now, whether or not the owner chooses to use their right to appeal, the money that was deposited in the court is available to be withdrawn from the owner at any time. So I know a lot of people, they hear eminent domain, they think, oh, the state just takes my house, my business for $1. But that's not the case. All owners are entitled to at least that original offer of just compensation, and the state only takes title to the property rights that are needed for the project. So in this case, there's no structures, no homes, no businesses impacted by our proposed design. However, no matter how we acquire those rights, any temporary construction easements that are acquired, they get released upon completion of the project. The state files an affidavit on the town land records. I'll be here after the meeting to answer any questions related to that process. But in the meantime, I'm going to hand it back to Stephen to finish the presentation.
Thank you, Matt. The project is currently on schedule to start construction in the summer of 2024. The total project cost is approximately $1.5 million. No town funds are required for this project. It will be funded with 80% federal and 20% state funds. And the project will last one construction season. At this time, I would like to hand it back over to Kevin Blasi, Project Manager. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Stephen. And that concludes our formal presentation of the project. I'd like to thank the project team for a great job in putting that presentation together. And I'd also like to thank those of you, those people behind the scenes who are instrumental in helping us get this live event out to all of you who are viewing it tonight. At this time, we will begin the question and answer portion of the event. Once again, our project team will be monitoring the chat window, the project email, and the phone line for any questions or comments that you'd like to ask or offer, and we'll do our best to answer them with as much detail and clarity as possible. Since we are monitoring the chat, email, and phone in real time, please understand that there may be a delay from the time you submit a question to the time it is posted to the chat window and addressed by our project team. Please remember that the comment period is open through Tuesday, June 28th. So if you think of a question after this event has ended, or if we provide an answer to a question this evening, but you'd like additional details, please reach out to us at any point through the comment period, and we'll get back to you with an answer. Whether contacting us through email or voicemail, we will not include your name with your question unless you specifically request that we do so. And remember, if you send a comment by MS Teams chat this evening, you have the option to post a question anonymously. Once more, we'd appreciate it if you take the time to complete our voluntary survey. Results from the survey will be used to provide enhancements to our future presentations. The link to the survey can be addressed from MS Teams live chat window, from the description field of the YouTube project channel, and at the bottom of the project webpage. Your comments and questions from tonight's Q&A session and our answers to those questions will be posted to the project webpage as a report of meeting in the coming days. A recording of the formal presentation will be posted to YouTube after the live event. Closed captioning, including non-English translation options, will be available at that time. When clicking the link to the survey, the first field you'll see is a pull-down menu in which you must select this project from a list of projects. This project is listed in the survey pull-down as Rehabilitation of Bridge number 06772 on Route 63. If you're viewing through YouTube, you can access the link to the webpage and to the survey by clicking Show More in the description under the video window. The project email will also be available at that location, but you must copy and paste the email into the to field of your email. It's not a live link. The project webpage can be accessed at portal.cat.gov/DOT-NAUTNAUTC-87-148. Folks, please feel free to drop us a comment or question by contacting us by email at dotproject87-148@ct.gov, by leaving us a voicemail at 860-944-1111. And if leaving a voicemail, please also include this project number in your message for our reference, 87-148. That's 87-148. You can send us an email or leave a voicemail throughout the comment period, which ends again Tuesday, June 28th. Or if viewing the presentation tonight through MS Teams, you can leave a chat in the MS Teams live event chat. The MS Teams chat is not available after the conclusion of this live event. Thank you very much, and we welcome any questions or comments that you have at this time. On the front line of answering questions this evening will be Jake Platt, the project engineer. Jake, a question has come in by email. You mentioned that lanes on Route 63 wouldn't be closed during peak hours. What does that mean? If you don't mind taking that one for us, Jake.
Yeah, I could take that one. So peak hours are generally considered the early morning and afternoon rush hours. Now that may vary based on the project, but for this project, Those timeframes are between the hours of 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. and then in the afternoon, 3 p.m. To 6 p.m.
Thanks, Jake. Jake, we've got a second email coming in. What is considered one construction season?
Yeah, so one construction season that generally begins on April 1st and runs through the spring, summer, and fall, and ending on November 30th of any given year.
Thank you. Folks, at this time, I will remind everybody that you can reach us by email at dotproject 87-148 at ct.gov. You can reach us by phone, leaving a voicemail at 860-944-1111. And you can reach us this evening by posting to this MS Teams live event chat. Jake, posting another one to the live event Q&A question came in again by email. Will I still be able to turn onto and out of Candy Road is the question.
Yes, we are designing the project with the intent to keep Candy Road open at all times for both turning into and out of.
Thank you. Folks, again, project email, dotproject 87-148 at ct.gov. Voicemail, 860-944-1111. And you can also leave us a question or comment this evening in the MS Teams live event chat. Jake posting from another email here to the chat. It's again an email question. How long will the new culvert last?
The new culvert will be designed to last for a minimum of 75 years.
Thank you. Once again, folks, email. Our email, you can reach us by email at dotproject 87-148 at ct.gov. You can leave a voicemail with us at 860-944-1111. And for this evening only, you can leave us a comment or question in the MS Teams live event chat. The email and voicemail will be open throughout our comment period, which runs through Tuesday, June 28th. Jake, I've got another email question. When will alternating one-way traffic begin and how long will it last? If you don't mind taking that.
Yeah. So at this time, we aren't able to provide exact timeframes. The timing and duration of the alternating one-way traffic will be dictated by the contractor's means and methods during their construction operations. Alternating one-way traffic should be expected at various times throughout the project outside of the peak hour timeframes.
Thank you. Folks, I want to remind everybody once again, the DOT, you can reach us by email this evening and throughout our comment period, which runs through Tuesday, June 28th, at email dotproject 87-148 at ct.gov. And again, you can reach us by voicemail through the comment period through, again, June 28th at 860-944-1111. Remind everybody to please leave reference to this project 87-148 if leaving a voicemail for us, as it's a shared line. I'll also remind people, for those of you attending this evening, and I appreciate it on this beautiful evening that you'd be tuning in to watch us here. If you don't mind filling out the voluntary survey that we've posted in the chat, it can be found on our project webpage and also on the YouTube channel. Check another email. When will utility relocations take place?
Overhead utilities will be temporarily relocated at the start of the project, most likely during the spring months. The overhead utilities will then be moved back to approximately the same locations that they are in now along Route 63 at the end of the project, most likely occurring during the fall months.
Thank you. Folks, once again, you can reach us by email at dotproject87-148@ct.gov. You can reach us by leaving a voicemail at 860-944-1111. Both the email and the voicemail are available through our comment period, which runs through Tuesday, June 28th. And this evening, you can reach us by leaving a comment or question in the MS Teams live event chat. Folks, we'll give it another few minutes if there's no other emails that are coming in. And there's been no voicemail to this point. We'll give it another few minutes. Again, I'm going to remind those out here tuning in, email dotproject87-148@ct.gov. You can leave a voicemail with us at 860-944-1111, and you can leave a comment or question in this evening in the MS Teams live event chat. Folks, any emails or voicemails? If there's no more comments, we'll be wrapping up in another couple of minutes here. Again, reminding people that this is at the 30% design phase. What you've seen tonight is a good representation of what you can expect for the project. But at the same time, the 30% design phase means that there are things that are subject to some changes, possible changes. Okay, well, for those of you who have tuned in, I thank you again, especially on this very lovely evening of ours. Again, you can reach us by email, dotproject87-148@ct.gov. You can reach us by voicemail, 860-944-1111, and both the email and a voicemail will be available through June 28th, where you can leave a comment or question, and our project team will get back to you with a response. I thank you for your time this evening, and have a good evening. Thank you.